This time today we will discuss something about the second portion of swap, second type of swap, which we call as cross currency swap or multi currency swap. Uh, the first we have already discussed about interest rate swap, which was single currency swap. This cross currency swap or multi currency swap, it involves two currencies, maybe more than two currencies can also be involved. Now this two currency swap, there are certain variants in this also. One such example is the back to back or parallel loan. For instance, let's suppose if there is US company which is willing to invest in India, and there is an Indian company which is planning to invest in US economy. So US economy, the US company is knowing very well the US economy, and as far as the Indian company is concerned, it is known to the Indian culture, Indian society, Indian economy. So everything is known to it. So it might be possible that the to get rid of the problem of foreign exchange conversion, the Indian company may take a loan in Indian currency, and it may transfer that loan. It may give that loan to the US company, and US company may take a loan in US dollar from its financial institution and transfer this loan to the Indian company in lieu of the swap or the exchange which we call between the Indian company and the US company. Indian company has taken loan in Indian currency from its financial market and transferred that loan to the US company, and US company has taken loan in US dollar and transferred loan to the subsidiary of Indian company in US for the purpose of investment in the US economy. So this is an example of back to back or parallel loan. And here the assumption is that at the prevailing spot rate, the notional principal has to be same, the requirement of both firms should be same, and there has to be exchange of interest rates also after 1 year, when the interest obligation has to be honored. In that case, the US company, the subsidiary of US company in India, will pay the interest amount to the Indian company. And similarly, in case of US economy, the Indian subsidiary of Indian company in US, it will pay the interest rate in US dollar to US company, so that the interest obligations by respective companies can be honored in their home market. So this is an example of parallel or back to back loan. Apart from that, apart from this parallel and back to back loan, there can also be involvement of interest rate. There can also be different variants. Here we have assumed that two companies are there. One company is US, other one is Indian. Let's take this cross currency swap in a different scenario. That scenario is that there is a US company and there is a British company. Now British company wants to invest in US economy, US company wants to invest in British economy. And if the prevailing spot rate between the US dollar and pound, Great British pound, is $1.5 is equal to 1 GBP, and the requirement of US company in British economy is 100 million pounds, and the requirement of US company in the requirement of US subsidiary in British economy in Britain is 100 million pound, and the requirement of US company and the requirement of British company in US is $150 million. And we suppose that if the exchange rate, as I said earlier, that £1 is equal to 1.5 US dollar. So at prevailing exchange, at the prevailing spot rate, their requirement is same. $150 million is required by the subsidiary of British company in US, and 100 million pound is required by the subsidiary of US company in Britain. So this is the requirement. And let's suppose that, and if the US company goes for on its own for taking loan in British economy, it may have it for this the interest rate may be high, or the chances that it may be involved in converting foreign currency, so the risk may be there. And the same with the British company. So why not? It's a good idea that the British company take a loan in from British financial markets, and the US company should take a loan in from US financial market, and then they swap not only the interest amount but also the notional principal. So in case of cross currency swap, let us take this example that two companies are there. One is British company, other one is the US company. Now we have to also assume the interest rates. So let's suppose the interest rate at which the loans are available to both companies in US and in British economy. Let's suppose the US company, the subsidiary of US company in Britain, it can raise pound loan at the rate of 7.25%, and the loan which is available to British company in from British financial market is at 7.5%. So here we have assumed that the loan, the rate of interest which is applicable to British company in British financial market is little bit higher than the rate of interest applied to the US subsidiary of US company in British financial market. Similarly, in case of US financial market, the loan which is available to US subsidiary, US company in from US financial market, that is available at 10% rate of interest, and the loan which is available to the British subsidiary in US financial market, that rate of interest is 11%. So four different interest rate we are with. One is the two interest rates which are offered, which is available to US company, and two interest rates which are available to the British company. Now for US company, the US dollar loan is available at 10%, and British pound loan in British financial market is available at 7.25%. And in case of the British company, in financial market, the loan is available at 7.5%, and the loan in case of US market for British company, British subsidiary is available at 11%. So considering this scenario, whether the cross currency swap is possible or not, whether both companies, if they go for the swap agreement through some third party swap bank, will it be beneficial for them or not? So we can see with help of this information which is available with us that whether this is possible or not. So what will happen? The British company will take a pound loan from British financial market at the rate of 7.5%, and we assume for the purpose of swap agreement, if swap has to take place, then there is a swap bank which brought these two parties together, and the British company will take a loan in British market at the rate of 7.5%, because the loan is available to it at 7.5%. The US company will take a loan at the rate of 10% from US financial market, and the amount which it is going to raise, that is the US company, it will take a loan of $150 million, and the rate of interest applicable to is 10%. So, and it will hand over the notional amount of $150 million to the swap bank. Simultaneously, on other side, what British company will do in Britain, it will raise a loan of 100 million pound, and that loan is costing a rate of interest of 7.5%. So this 100 million pounds being raised by British company from British financial market, it will be handed over to the swap bank, and swap bank is now having two positions. One position is that it has received 100 million pound from British company, and on other side it has received 150 million dollars from the US company. Now it will hand over 150 million US dollar to the British subsidiary of British company in US, and it will hand over 100 million pounds to the now the swap bank will hand over the 150 million dollars to the British subsidiary in US market, as well as on the other side it will hand over 100 million pound to the US subsidiary in British market. And so in this way, this is the first stage of swap here. Now the rate of interest which is being agreed upon by these three parties, the swap bank, the British subsidiary in US, and US subsidiary in British market. So here let's suppose I have taken the rate of interest which is going to be applicable for these three parties is that since the actual rate of interest on British loan which the US company can raise is 7.25%. So of course it will be paying less than 7.25% rate of interest to the swap bank. So it has agreed that the rate of interest which it will be paying on 100 million pound, it will be 7%. On other side, the British company in US market, it has agreed to pay an interest which is less than 11%, because the same US dollar loan is available to it at 11%. So it will be more than happy if its interest obligation in US dollar is coming out to be less than 11%. So let's suppose that rate is, it can be any rate, but for my calculation I have taken it as 10.6%. So 10.6% is the interest rate which the British company will pay to the, after the end of 1 year it will pay this amount of interest to the swap bank in US dollars, and the US subsidiary in British market, it will pay the interest of 7% on pound loan to the swap bank. In this way, swap bank will exchange these interest amount to these it will pay these interest amount to respective parties, and they will remit the interest which is required to be paid after 1 year. So this will continue as long as the tenure of loan is there. So for cross currency swap, the tenure of loan also has to be same. The amount of requirement at the prevailing spot rate, that is also required to be same. So these are certain characteristics which are coming out on the basis of this illustration. So the first stage is over as far as this cross currency swap is concerned. Both parties, they have received the loans which they require in the respective currencies. The British company has received $150 million. The US subsidiary has received 100 million pound. And after the end of the year, they will pay the respective interest rates. The interest rate we have just discussed. So 7% of $100 million, 100 million pound. So this will be the interest rate which will be paid by the American company to the swap bank on its British operations. So it means 7% of 100 million pound. So this will be the rate of interest which will be paid by the US subsidiary operating in British economy. And the rate of interest which will be paid by British subsidiary in US, it will be 10.6% on 150 million US dollar. So if we see the total amount which will come around on the 100 million pound, so the amount is 7 lakh pounds. 7 lakh pound, that is 7 million pound, sorry, 7 million pound, the 7% of 100 million. And on the other side, the rate of interest is 10.6 on 150 million US dollar. So it comes out to be 15.6 million US dollar, 15.6 million US dollar. So this rate of interest will be paid by the British subsidiary to the swap bank. So in this way, after the end of the year, the swap bank will receive 7 million pound in pound sterling, and in the name of interest, and in terms of US dollar, it will receive 15.6 million US dollar, and that is 10.6% of 150 million US dollar of the total loan amount. So see what is happening here. Swap bank has to pay 7.5% of the rate of interest to the British company, because it has raised loan at the rate of 7.5% of 100 million pound. So the British company has to pay 7.5 million pound in the name of interest. So swap bank here will add 0.5 million on what the US subsidiary has given to it in pound. So it has paid 7 million pounds. So 0.5 million will be added by swap bank in this, and it will be paying 7.5 million pound in the name of interest repayment to the British company. And against this, the US company will be receiving 10.11. See, 10% is the rate of interest which US company has to pay back, means 15 million US dollar. So here what will happen, swap bank will keep 0.9 million US dollar with itself, because the interest obligation for US company is only 15 million US dollar. So 0.9 million US dollar will be kept by the swap bank, which comes out to be $9 lakh. So you see what is happening. At the end of the year, the US company has received 10 million US dollar, sorry, 15 million US dollar, which it will be utilizing to pay the interest. On other side, the British company has received 7.5 million pound, so that it will be utilizing to pay off the interest on the British pound loan which has taken for the purpose of swap. So this is after this arrangement, you see what is the saving to both parties, the British company and the US company. For British company, the saving is to the tune of 0.4%, because actually the loan in US dollar was available to it was 11%, but it has paid interest of 10.6%. So 0.4% is the saving to the British company. And what is the saving to the US company? The but obvious saving of US company is 0.25% in pound sterling terms. So these are the savings to both parties if they go for swap. Now the question comes in turn, what does the swap bank gets? The swap bank gets is that on one side it has to contribute 5 lakh pounds more, because it has received only 7 million pounds from the US company. So it has to contribute 0.5 million pounds from its own sources. And on the other side, it has saved $9 lakh, means this $9 lakh which is being initially $15.6 million was paid by the British company, and Swap Bank has paid only $15 million to the US company. So here it has saved 0.9. So it has paid 5 lakh pounds and it has received $9 lakh. So if you see the exchange rate between which is applicable to the Swap Bank, 5 lakh pound it has paid, and 9 lakh dollars it has saved. So 5 lakh paid and 5 lakh pound paid and 9 lakh dollars it has saved. So the actual exchange rate which is applicable to Swap Bank, which is coming out $1.8 per pound. So as long as the exchange rate, the future exchange rate is less than $1.8, the Swap Bank will gain from it. And once the exchange rate is above $1.8, then Swap Bank will tend to lose. Now we can also calculate the cash flows on the basis of forecasting of exchange rate, future exchange rate, forward 1 year, 2 year, 3 year forward exchange rate, because Swap Bank is pretty clear that every year for the duration of the swap arrangement, it will be receiving $9 lakh and it has to pay 5 lakh pounds. So for it, the applicable exchange rate is $1.8 equal to 1 pound. So this is going to exist as long as the swap arrangement will exist. So let's suppose the swap arrangement is for 5 years. So for 5 years, every year the Swap Bank will receive $9 lakh and it has to make payment of 5 lakh pounds. So the applicable exchange rate for Swap Bank is 1 pound is equal to $1.8. Now let's suppose the interest. Now how to forecast the exchange rate for Swap Bank, because here the things are that the Swap Bank is, so here what is happening, the Swap Bank is very much clear that it is going to receive 5 lakh pounds and it has to it is going to make payment of 5 lakh pounds and it will be receiving $9 lakh. So here how the Swap Bank can hedge its position, because the Swap Bank can take a forward contract on the basis of forecasted forward rates for coming 5 years. We have assumed that the duration of swap is for 5 years. So here Swap Bank can go for a series of forward contracts every year. Each year it will be having separate forward contract for coming 5 years. So this cross currency swap can also be called as forward contract, because because this is a series of forward contract which a Swap Bank will go. It will not leave its destiny on the market forces, rather than it will prefer to have some kind of hedging. So here let's suppose the interest rate which is applicable to Swap Bank is 9.5% in US dollar terms and 7% in British pound terms. So for Swap Bank, if the spot rate is $1.5 per pound, then after 1 year the exchange rate which will be applicable is, on the basis of calculation here we can apply the interest rate parity theory. It will be 1.5 multiplied by 1 plus the interest rate which is prevailing in US dollar, and the divide by the interest rate which is prevailing in pound sterling. So 1 plus 9.5% divided by 1 plus 7%. So on the basis of this calculation we get, I'm telling you what we will be getting after first year. So for Swap Bank, the 1 year forward rate on the basis of interest rate parity will be $1.5350. So on the basis of this, we can do calculation for coming for 5 years. So the 2 year forward rate can be 1.5709. The 3 year forward rate is 1.607. Then 4 year forward rate the 1.6451, and 5 year forward rate will be 1.6836. So on the basis of these forward rates which is applicable to the swap bank, the swap bank can go for this forward contract, and all these rates are less than 1.8. So it means every year the swap, once the contract is going to be exercised, swap bank will be receiving $9 lakh and it has to pay 5 lakh pounds. And under the contract, swap bank will take up the rate is applied that I have just mentioned. So because the swap bank has to purchase, it will take a long position in pound, because it needs pound to purchase, so that it can pay off to the British company. So and the forward rate is well below 1.8. So that will be the saving, because to get 5 lakh pounds after first year, the British company will need this much. I'm telling you how much dollars. It will be 7,67,524 dollars. So see, 9 lakh pound it has received, 7,67,000 approximately, this much of amount it needs to pay in terms of dollar to get 5 lakh pound. So the difference will be the savings for the swap bank. So in the same way, for 5 years the swap bank can calculate all the savings, and the total amount comes out to be 4,78,816 US dollar. So this is the saving to the swap bank. And so see, through this swap, cross currency swap, all the three parties, they have gained. Gain means the American company has saved 0.25% rate of interest on pound loan, the British company has saved 0.4% of loan on US dollar loan, and swap bank is having a gain of 4,68,000 somewhat, around that amount of US dollar. And these savings are coming for swap bank because the forward rate which is coming, it is well below $1.8. And this forward rate we can calculate well in advance, because interest rate which is applicable to swap bank, that we are able to calculate, that we are able to know. And we also assume that the similar interest rate will also continue as far as the tenure of whole swap is going to continue or exist. So in this way, all the three parties, they may gain from it. Apart from this, if the swap bank does not want to go for some kind of forward contract, then swap bank can also do another, can adopt some different strategy. That strategy is through money market operations. The 1 year liability for swap bank is 5 lakh pounds. So if we discount that at the rate of 7%, because the interest rate for swap bank is 7% prevailing in British pound. So if you discount that, it comes out approximately by 7%. Let me check what is the interest. So if we check the interest rate, the discounted value of 5 lakh pound, it comes out to be 4,67,290. So it means that if swap bank today gets 4,67,000, approximately that amount in pound sterling, and it invests that amount at the rate of 7% in British economy, after that it will get exactly 5 lakh pounds. So what the swap bank will do, the first step, it will borrow, it will first borrow that amount in US dollar, which can be converted at a spot rate at the rate of $1.5 into that amount is 4,67,290 pound. So if you multiply 4,67,290 pound into 1.5, that amount in US dollar comes out 7,935. So the swap bank will borrow $7,935 from US financial market. On that, it has to pay an interest of 9.5% of the 1 year. So this amount will be borrowed by swap bank from the US financial market. Now after this borrowing, the swap bank will convert that into British pound at the prevailing spot rate $1.5, and the amount which it gets is 4,67,219 British pound, and this amount it will invest in British economy. After the end of the year, it will be getting 5 lakh pounds at the rate of 7%. Of this amount it will utilize to pay off to the British company. And here what will happen back in US market, the amount which it has taken a loan, that is $7,935, it will be, so the swap bank will after end of 1 year in British economy, in US economy, it has to pay back 9.5% interest on the amount of loan which it has taken, 7,935, which comes out to be approximately 7,67,524. So this much of dollar liabilities with the swap bank after the end of the year. Now this amount it will be subtracting from $9 lakh which it will be receiving from the British company, and the balance amount will be the saving for swap bank. So this is for first year. For coming years, if interest rate parity prevails, then the swap bank can use the forward rate for this money market operations. So in this way, the swap bank can go for adopting this different kind of strategy for earning money, or for having positive cash flows. So this is how the cross currency swap operates. With help of this illustration, I have tried to explain you that. Thank you.